are now in the middle of the holiday season, and now that Thanksgiving is past, it is time to start looking ahead to Christmas time. Trisha's been doing these segments in the kitchen, invited Courtney to show us. What are we cooking today?
These are
baking, actually.
Baking peanut butter blossoms.
Okay.
And they are the easiest Christmas cookie you can make, and I'll tell you why. You only need 4 ingredients. So I actually looked up a recipe before I got here today to see what people are doing. I saw 10, 12 ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You don't need that. So if you like them very peanut buttery, let's do it this way. My family's been doing this for 30 years. So you need a cup of sugar, 1 egg, and then a cup of peanut butter. And then of course you need your Hershey Kisses. If you want to get a little fancy, you can maybe add some vanilla extract to that.
Okay.
So basically what you do, and Megan, I'm going to have you do. We have
You've
2
already
more.
mixed everything, right?
Yes, yes. So this is what it looks like.
Okay.
So we just make them into little balls that are probably maybe like 1 inch or so. Here, do you want to
Gotcha.
do the last 2? I have some in the oven that I'm going to check on right now.
Now, the reason I brought up that Trisha has been doing this segment is because I'm probably the last person that should be in the kitchen. So this is like full disclosure.
But this is good for you because it's super easy. So basically what you do, so the ones on the back over here are fresh out of the oven. I'll try to pick them up. I hope they don't fall. But
they're so pretty.
So you make them into the little balls, and then they're going to naturally flatten. So these are just fresh out of the oven right here. Oop, that was my timer. Well, hit stop. I got them just in time. So when you put the kisses on the cookies, you want to let them cool for maybe like 3 to 5 minutes.
What happens if you do it too soon? They're going to melt,
They're
aren't
going
they?
to melt. I mean,
Okay.
it'll still taste really good. It's just going to look weird. I kind of like them when they're a little melty.
Okay.
But if you look close, you can see the ones in the back that are fresh out of the oven that I put the kiss on. They're a little melty. So yeah, you make them into the little balls. You put them on the sheet.
Okay.
Spread them out, and then this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. So you want them to have a little bit of a golden brown. You don't want them to be too brown because they will start to break. So you let them cool, and then you stick. I'll show you on here. It's probably going to melt because these are right out of the oven.
Yeah, fresh out.
So yeah, this one's going to be melty and look kind of weird, but it's still going to taste great.
Have you ever used the Hershey's Kisses, the white and red?
I have, yes. It's a little bit of a different
Isn't it
flavor,
peppermint?
though. Yeah, it's a little bit of chocolate. But one thing you could do, and the kids might like this, you can get different colored sugars. So last year I did them for my family. We had red and we had green, and so I rolled the balls into those sugars, so then the cookies were different colors.
Cute.
So they're very simple, they're very easy, but you can have a lot of fun with them. And I'm telling you, this is all you need. You probably have this in your pantry.
Yeah, I was going to say, how can you get away with just the 4 ingredients?
And that's what's good with this is because it's gluten-free. I'm a gluten-free girly.
Keep things simple.
You can add flour if you want because you probably notice when you're making the balls, they're kind of sticky.
Yeah, they're a little dense.
Yeah, and then your hands are going to be covered in peanut butter. You can coat your hands in flour and make sure no one in your family has a flour issue when you do that. But you don't need to add flour to the mixture. But you also don't want to make them too big.
Right.
Because they don't have flour, so they're going to break a little bit easier.
I know you love to bake, and usually everything is gluten-free because you yourself are gluten-free. But will people notice this, you think, that they're gluten-free?
I don't think so. But I love them this way. I actually made them this way before I was gluten-free. So like I was saying, my family's been doing this recipe for 30 years. I learned it when I was in grade school. So I got the recipe from like an after-school program when I was in grade school, and we've been making them ever since. And never knew until later on when I started baking them myself that they.
I'm really impressed though because they're, cookies are easy to get wrong where if you put too much flour and they get too flat, you've got to get everything just right. These are nice and thick and look yummy.
They are. And if you like peanut butter, this is the way to go because you really taste the peanut butter without putting all the other junk in it.
Perfect. So, how long did you say in the oven?
It depends on your oven.
Okay.
So if you've got a good oven, maybe 11 minutes. These I was almost in for about close to 15, but also when you open the check on it, you let some of that air out, some of that heat out.
Yeah.
So you kind of mess with it. Go 11 first, check on them, see how they're doing, maybe give one a little poke. And then I would try not to go longer than 15.
But really, you're talking about like less than 20 minutes for a full batch of cookies.
Yes, it's so easy. It's super easy. The cleanup, it's not too bad. It's going to be a little sticky, but just stick this in the dishwasher and it'll be fine.
Awesome. So, we'll make sure and put this on our website, right? Because
I feel like I'll put it on my Facebook too, Fox 19 Courtney King. So.
Yeah. Check it out for all Courtney's baking tips. Gluten-free.